this morning.
We're special indeed.
Yes, you are. You guys are very special. And you look so bright and peachy this morning. I want to introduce you guys. This is Chuck and Pat Vosburgh with the, you guys are doing Realty with NextHome Golf to Bay from St. Petersburg. Good morning. Welcome.
Thanks.
Good morning.
Good
How
morning.
you guys doing?
Great.
All right. Did you swim in?
It's not that bad out today.
Okay. You get a little lost in here. We don't, Sugar, he plastered up all the windows so we can no longer look outside of it. So
No, we're tough. We can handle anything.
you look like it.
Yeah.
So what's going on in the realty business right now?
Oh, well, the seller's market continues. It's just a really hot market. Houses are selling in less than a day now.
Wow.
I mean, really? Pat was at a place just the other day. She pulls up with her buyer, and there's actually guys there writing a contract on the hood of his car.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
Wow.
it's just crazy.
So my buyer had to act real fast. We went in, we knew it was the house,
Uh-huh.
and
Tell me it was a bidding war.
it was a bidding war.
Oh, I like that.
So it was very interesting, and she saw that the guy was writing a contract on the car. I told her, I said, that guy's writing a contract on the car. We went in and we knew it was the house.
Wow.
We knew it. Like I'd shown her quite a few homes, and a lot of homes.
Okay.
But we knew this was the one, and she had to call her husband and say, we're buying it without you seeing it.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
so
amazing.
that's
Wow.
trust.
That's
Yeah.
a great
But you know, there's an
relationship, though.
inspection period, so you can still make a decision after it.
Okay.
You know, there's a 7 or 10 or 15-day inspection period, whatever you want to write in the contract, or however many days.
Okay.
So she did. She called them up and said, honey, this is it. And so we decided to do that. And one thing that I do differently, or we do differently, is I wrote a letter to the sellers about my buyer. And I told her the story about why she liked this home, about why they liked it. Her dad lives down the street, and her dad is going through some difficult times right now. It's a straight shot down the street, and the agent read that letter to the sellers, and guess who got the house?
You guys did.
Bam.
They
Our
got it.
buyer.
That's a Vosburgh touch, though. That's what I love about you guys. Like, I was telling Cream and Coffee, and I told them I'm going to gush a little bit, but there's a personal, loving touch that goes with you guys that's not something that everybody gets. You know what I mean? And it is the time in telling the story of who you represent. It's the knowing it's the house, the guidance that you guys give when you're going to, do a purchase. You're talking about purchasing something for the rest of your life.
Right.
There's not many people that I would trust with that process, and you guys are up there. So,
Thanks a lot.
they're my favorite.
They're
Oh,
your
thanks,
favorite?
man.
Well,
That's-
he's got a cool
you're so
pickup
nice.
truck, a green one. She likes to write love letters. Like, I know a bunch of stuff.
Oh.
Okay.
If I ever
Okay.
win money, I have 5 people that I'm going to give money to.
Am I
They're
one
one
of
of
them, Sugar?
No, hold on now. Pump the brakes. Let me get through. Let me get through.
brakes.
All my friends that do real estate, I'm going to give them all an amount of money so I can just get houses in different areas and just let them pick it out.
Oh, I can
Yeah,
see
because
what
then I
you're
could be
saying.
like, where house you at? I'm at the Vosburgh edition today.
Yeah. I hear you.
And then I could be at the Perkins Palace,
Yes.
the Bates Motel.
Oh, yeah.
Hotel.
David's
Of
great.
course.
But yes,
yeah.
you're on my money tree.
I'm in your money tree?
Yeah, I'll shake you some nickels.
Yeah, I gotta correct you, though.
I'll take it. I'll
Does
take it.
The cool green pickup truck, the 56
gone?
Dodge, no, it's not mine.
Oh, that's yours?
That is actually my 1956 Dodge truck.
Really?
It
Wow.
is.
You
I'm
are
married in.
my shero.
Shiro.
She's my shero. A woman with a pickup
Oh,
truck
and
and a
it's
classic. Oh
it's
my
so
God.
pretty too.
Bring it up.
Thank
there
you,
go.
girl.
Thank you.
That's
Oh,
so
yeah,
pretty.
she's my shero.
I'm married
Wow.
into the coolness.
Yes, you did. Yeah. You married in
Yes.
coolness.
And I just love it. It's actually a 1956, and it actually has air conditioning.
Really?
It's automatic. It's been updated. And it was updated when I purchased it.
So the air conditioning
look
is
at
just.
Pastor Joe. He's got saliva going
I'm sorry
down
about
there.
that. I'm working on it.
Well,
I see that.
You're
Here's your
drooling
tissue.
here, Pastor.
It's, you know what, it's the I saw that Chevy SSR which I fell in love with that.
Those
I
are
had an
beautiful.
HHR.
Okay.
You know, but
Those
the
are nice.
SSR is really nice, and it has that classic look to it. But yeah, the 56.
Yeah, they have a. You guys are setting the room on fire. So
We are?
Liz
Okay.
Lopez says to say hello.
Yeah,
Very
that's what
good.
happens when we walk in.
There's a bunch of people. Veronica Kopanova Olsen.
Yes. she
Kopanova.
is.
Yes, she said
Yes.
to say hello.
So
James Hicks said, I am going to pull on Wanda's braids later, but I told him I would get some.
I wouldn't recommend that.
So tell us about you guys. Well, I mean, I just met you guys this last week, so it was 6 days ago,
Yes.
and we didn't get much of a chance to speak. But the moment I met you guys, we felt that connection. You guys are bright, cheerful, wonderful people, and I think, and I'm going to go on a limb here and say that's what makes you stand out from other realtors, is that you're real. You're real. You know, you're real people, and that's what you have, a personal touch, a very personal touch.
Thanks.
We do, and that's not something you can just go out and say, "Hey, we're real," because
Yeah,
everybody
yeah.
says that. But I'd like to think that we show it, and you're saying we do.
Yeah.
So you know, it's that Pat and I have a connection, and I think that the connection that we have shows, and you know, even though it's a cliche, we answer to a higher standard.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
lead by example, though. Like your interaction, you're dealing with people and everything, that is a testament to how you are as people. I think that's a visible thing. You know what I mean? That's a very concrete value that you both have.
We answer to a higher authority.
Yes, yeah.
Basically, that's the foundation of our relationship as well.
It is, and that's why we get along so well.
Right.
And we try to be good ambassadors.
That's the key right there, and that's why I think that when Pete, when we saw you over at Pete's meeting the other day, with you guys opening with prayer and closing with prayer, that makes a big difference for people. It makes you guys stand out from the crowd because you have that integrity, and that's the key. If that's the focus, especially for a relationship.
They have a
that's
cool
your key.
story, though.
Oh, we have
yeah,
a cool story.
They do have. You have. I
Well,
know.
don't hold out on us.
Yeah, they have a cool. Like,
You mean like the how we met story?
Yeah, the
How
how you
we
met
met
story. Okay, and I'm a #1 fan, but like they post really cool things when they go out to breakfast. They'll be like, "Hey, we're going to breakfast. Anybody want to join? Come and join."
Nice.
Like it's just that's that connectivity. You never not feel part of what they're doing, which is really nice. But yes, Helene, tell everybody the how you.
It's just that I've heard all of Pat's stories, so I'm like, please, somebody come and join us. And,
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
You haven't heard all my
oh,
stories.
come on now.
The jokes, the jokes that you guys have to have. You have your little things, but
We
jokes
have
are
our
brand
things.
new. You know, when there's a third.
Right.
You know, Copper Kitchen's not too fun unless you have like 2 or 3 people to mess with.
That's true.
And it's that kind of place, too.
Yeah,
It's a
exactly.
place where people meet. But speaking of meeting, we met in a cemetery. And
Really?
That's the reaction
Yes.
you usually get. Like,
on,
what?
on Halloween night, see, it's getting
How
better
cool
and
is
better,
that?
isn't it?
It's you have
You're
the,
intrigued.
my interest and the
Dun, dun,
interest of our
dun.
listeners.
Okay, so we met Halloween night at the cemetery. We're both avid photographers, and we're in separate photo clubs. And every Halloween night, we have the Greenwood Cemetery Photo Challenge. We have models come out with costumes, and photographers get together. And I spotted Pat from across the cemetery, and she was kind of struggling with her tripod. So I came over and like, hey, baby, you need some help with that tripod? You know, I'm the tripod master. And, of course, she was like, no, I don't need help. So went my way.
Okay.
But kept my eye on her because she's tall. Tall,
I'm 5'11",
good-looking.
and
Yes,
Chuck is
yeah.
6'4".
Yeah, so I kind of had my eye on her. Made sure I sat across from her at dinner, and she remained disinterested. Got her business card, and waited a little long because you don't want to appear desperate, you know.
No,
And so emailed her, hey, you know, if you want to get together and do some shooting, you know, hey. Didn't hear back, so I thought, oh well, doesn't hurt to ask.
Yeah.
We crossed paths a few more times over months, so I finally decided to give it one more try. at one of the photo meetup things. We were meeting at the beach. I said, hey, I'm bringing a picnic, and I'm going to get there early, so if you want to join me, I'm going to be there. And she showed up.
Wow.
And we've been joined at the hip ever since.
That's true.
Wow.
We are so fortunate. You guys have no idea.
And
Now-
one other thing about this whole story, which is very interesting, is that he is my second boyfriend ever.
Really?
Yes.
And
Wow.
best one.
And best
Might add.
one ever.
Of course.
Yes.
Of course.
So that's an amazing testimony.
Is he still your boyfriend?
Yes.
That's
I date
even
him
better.
every day.
How cool is
We
that?
have a honeymoon life.
Oh,
We do.
Wow.
That's a good.
That's awesome.
Yes, it's so wonderful, and I'm very blessed, and I know that God definitely intervened in my life.
So I have to ask, with that first meeting, were you purposely making him hold out?
You mean back
Yeah.
in
Back
2009?
when, back in 2009 when
No,
you guys
I
first
wasn't ready.
You weren't ready.
No, I
Okay.
wasn't ready.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I
I
had-
have a question.
I had gotten divorced in 08, and I
Okay.
definitely was not ready.
Oh,
yeah.
that makes a lot of sense.
Because I had
Yeah.
never dated since I was 16.
Wow.
So-
Wow.
Yeah, I was definitely not ready.
And here he is.
Yes.
Now
Yeah,
not
she
only
got
ready.
ready.
It's,
I got ready very quickly.
that worked.
He had to say
worked.
off.
Ready
off.
and here you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you
you
guys
want
have-
me, you got me. That's it.
You guys have okay in working together so well. Do you ever have a story or have had a story where you're in competition, where you might have a buyer and you have a buyer and you're going after the same house? Have you come across that as you work together, or do you rep? If she has a buyer, does that mean they get both, or as agents?
Ooh, that's a good question.
You know what I mean? Okay,
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
if
I understand.
like, let's just say you and I meet, I decide to ask you, to help me buy a house.
Yeah.
Does that mean I automatically get Chuck as a bonus? But what if, he goes to Chuck?
Yeah,
and
if I go
comes
to
in
Chuck,
and
and
now
then-
we're competing.
Now we're looking at the same house.
Yeah, I'm
All
just
right.
curious.
Well, it doesn't work that way. 'Cause
Okay.
We work together on everybody.
Okay,
Good.
so it is a team. So that's
Even though one of us may be more dealing directly, but we're both working for everybody. So if you two guys have the same wants and needs, and we see a house that would suit both of you, it's not likely it'll be perfect for both of you.
Yeah.
So it really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We'll show it to both of you,
I'll just punch him.
and
But
well,
it's not like you're going to make us live together in the house,
and-
right?
right.
No.
No, that would be horrible.
Now, I do
It
want
would
to
be
say,
horrible.
I do want to say sometimes what does happen is now once I was showing a home to someone that was of a different culture, and immediately I introduced myself, and they immediately went to him.
Oh.
They were from
Right.
a male-dominated culture, and they wanted to have an
Gotcha.
arrangement and
Yeah,
a relationship with my husband, and I was like, absolutely.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well,
And
that's
then
a very
vice
powerful
versa,
tool.
I had a relationship with a female that wanted to have a relationship with me
Yeah.
because they wanted to. They did not want to have a relationship with a male.
Okay.
So it works out where having a male and female together in a partnership works out wonderfully because then we
Right.
can really work things out very well.
Now, it's interesting that you say it that way because my mother is a real estate broker up in New York. And it's interesting, not only does she act as their agent or broker, but she also acts as a friend and confidant to them on so many different levels. And I've seen that in the decades that she's been in the real estate business. Do you guys see that as well?
Yes, because if you think about it, this is one of the biggest decisions they'll make in their entire life. That there's a lot at stake. It's a very emotional time, and also it's pretty complicated too. People don't buy houses very often, so there are a lot of things that they may or may not already know about. So there's a tremendous amount of trust that they're putting in us, and we really take that seriously. And the thing is that, like with your mom, we're spending time with them. We're dealing with what are oftentimes emotional issues, and we can't help but become friends in the process.
Right.
I can honestly say almost all of our clients become personal friends.
That's wonderful.
And,
Yep.
and the ones that don't, it's usually just because of geographics, or they've got completely different interests than we do.
Now, in the market down over this way in the Pinellas County area that you guys take care of, and you are Gulf to Bay, so you're handling everything from the Bay, Tampa Bay over to the Gulf of Mexico.
Correct.
So, are you noticing a particular age range of people that are you're getting business from more than others, or is it a good variety?
I would say from age 23 to in the 70s.
Wow, really?
Wow.
Wow.
Very wide age range, very wide demographics, and also very wide financial also.
Okay.
Would
The
you agree
local
with that?
economy is doing very
Yeah,
well.
the local
Yeah.
economy
Yeah.
is
So-
doing very well.
No, there's, everybody talks about millennials. That's kind of the hot thing. But we see, naturally, there are a lot of millennials because,
Sure.
those folks are getting at the age where they're ready to buy a home.
Of course.
But we're seeing equal numbers of everybody.
Wow, that's great. That's great. And is there? Boy, there was a question I was going to ask, and now it just kind of slipped my mind here. But
Part-timers.
it's part-timers disease. That's
Take your
right, I got
Modafinil.
We do see first-time home buyers as well.
it. Good.
We do see those. We have everyone. We have first-time home buyers. We have people relocating. We have people who are downsizing. From a 5,000 square foot home to a townhome. They don't want to mow a lawn anymore. They don't want to take care of anything, so they'll go into, a subdivision where
Yeah,
they
yeah.
don't want to, or an HOA where they get everything's taken care of. So it really is across the board.
Wow.
It really is very diversified.
We're seeing a lot of foreclosures here and there too. So you guys do some work with foreclosures as well, right? As far
We
as
do.
reselling them. Okay.
We do, however, the foreclosures are pretty much cleared out. in
Are they
this
really?
market.
Wow,
Yeah, they
that's
are.
great. though.
This is one of the early markets that got hit hard with the financial crisis, and most of those are cleared out now.
Good.
There'll always be a certain number of them.
Oh, of course.
But it's not really an issue now.
Excellent, excellent. And so, where are you guys? Where is your office located?
Downtown St. Petersburg.
Okay.
The beautiful.
Beautiful.
Downtown St.
Incredibly beautiful.
It is.
We are so lucky to live here.
I'm telling you.
We really are.
I'm telling you. It's like paradise every morning when we wake up.
It is, truly.
It is.
Even today with the rain.
Yeah. It is. It is.
It's even beautiful in the rain.
I vacation in Florida.
Well, Chuck is born and raised here. He's never lived anywhere else.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's very fortunate.
Wow.
to-
Biased.
yeah, and I've lived here since 1992. I lived in South Tampa right off of Bayshore Boulevard for 14 years.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I'm pretty familiar with South Tampa and Tampa area.
Okay.
So we do service
Yeah, where are you
Hillsborough.
Where are
I'm
you
from New
again?
York.
I can't believe I'm
Really?
married a New Yorker.
He can't believe he married a New Yorker.
Oh, because
And whereabouts from New York? Whereabouts?
Born in Brooklyn and Coney Island.
Really?
Yes.
Oh boy.
I know I don't sound like it, except when I get mad or excited.
then it comes right
Then
out.
it comes right out. But then I moved to Queens
Okay.
and then Long Island. And I was a social worker for 25 years
Oh wow.
up
Wow.
in New York and then down here.
Yeah, I remember when I worked in New York City. I worked New York City Emergency Medical Service.
Oh, okay.
Back over that way, in Masbeth, where the headquarters was,
Okay.
and right out of Fort Totten, and then in Westbury when I first moved down to Long Island.
Okay.
But
I lived in New Hyde
But-
Park,
oh sure.
and
Yeah.
I lived in Mineola. I lived in Manhasset Hills, and I worked at Elmhurst Hospital in
Did
Queens.
you really?
Yes. So,
Oh, sure,
New York
yeah.
City Health and Hospitals Corporation,
I worked for HHC also. Yep,
HHC,
that's when
and I
we-
worked at
before we went
Queens
to Sydney.
General.
Yep.
I worked at Queens General for a year.
No
in
kidding.
Jamaica.
Oh,
Mhm.
we'll have to talk more about that.
Yes.
But yeah, I
it
moved
was
down
very
here.
interesting.
I moved down here from Saratoga Springs.
Okay.
Yep.
Very
Saratoga Springs,
nice.
New York, last year. And then I met this woman who's sitting across the table from me back Labor Day last year, and the rest is history over this way.
Very
We're starting to
nice.
build this whole thing together over this way and bring out the Word of God to people. So if people want to get in touch with you, how can they do that? What's the best option?
Well, if they want to talk to me,
Yeah.
Chuck,
Chuck.
727-743-1740. And if they'd prefer to talk to Pat, which I imagine you would, that's
No,
well,
either one of
I don't
us.
know.
I'm
Anyway.
Chuck who? I would remember.
Yeah, that's usually what we hear. But Pat is 813-220-4898.
That's awesome. Is there a website they can visit?
There is indeed a website, Vosburgh and Vosburgh.com, but the problem is it's hard to spell. There's an H on the end, so it's VOS. BURGH.
Okay.
Vosburgh and Vosburgh.
Do you guys have a tip of the day for anybody listening? A little nugget. I know that you like to write notes, Pat.
I do.
Do you have a little nugget that you put out this morning?
A little nugget.
A little nugget.
Gold nugget.
A gold nugget. Just make sure that when you're picking a realtor, make sure that you have a very good relationship with them and that you feel trust with them.
Mm-hmm.
Don't pick someone based on just a referral. Make sure that you really understand who you're getting and that you have a good relationship
Yeah, you
with
guys
them.
got the room on fire. There's 21 viewers on the Facebook Live feed right now.
Nice.
A bunch of people saying hello. Nancy Shields says she wants the honeymoon life.
I can tell her how to
Oh,
get that.
Yes, and you two are, like I said, I'm going to gush a little bit. You know, if you haven't, you don't need to you don't need to buy a house from them, but make a point to be friends with them, because I think that's one of the best things that I can say about them.
We
We're
want
blessed to
wonderful
be
couple.
friends with them.
And,
Yeah.
you know, you bring that up, Michael. You know, if anybody does want to have a honeymoon life, if they want to talk about it with us, you know, we'll be more than happy to talk with anybody.
Yeah, you guys have
Excellent.
and
We are
emails.
so glad to have that. Patricia, Chuck, Pat, Chuck, thank you so much for being a part of the program. Thanks for joining us and be a part of every day. And we God bless you both
Thanks.
for all the amazing work that you do. We want to thank Pat and Chuck. We've got more to come right after this. We're going to have